Welcome back to
Tiny! Hurry! Oh god, no!
She's asphyxiating! What do you think the cause of it is, Doctor? I believe it's all the water in her lungs. Hold on, let's inflate her like a balloon.
I didn't think we could get the dry drowning golden banana.
You know how Mario Odyssey has like a tiny description of every single moon?
Yeah.
I could just imagine describing the different golden bananas in this game. And it's like, go deep sea diving for golden bananas. Almost drown for golden bananas.
Go deep sea diving for golden bananas and live with the effects.
Fight Satan for golden bananas. Alright. Rare, we need to have a talk. There we go.
Start a brothel for a golden banana. All right,
okay,
no.
I'm vetoing this.
Okay, yeah.
I am now the head of Rare. I am the head shareholder, vetoing that idea. Kids game.
Not only that, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired, I'm fired, and the company's suspended.
I could just imagine the pointing of fingers and then eventually 2 fingers on yourself. It's like, yeah, you know who else is fired? 2 thumbs towards me? This guy!
This guy's so fired!
So here's a new minigame, and it is very simplistic. Except for the aiming kinda sucks.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel. But except it's a reptile in a barrel. And really, you're kinda throwing pellets at— How the fuck?!
Yeah, how the fuck is this missing? Yeah, aiming is kinda trash. This is almost like the fly swatting game where you kinda have to lead in the shot.
Right.
And the sooner you shoot after the new one respawns, the easier it is to hit them. God, why does Lanky Kong get, like, the leftover minigames?
Because he's the leftovers.
Like, I know he's a homunculus made out of, like, monkeys and a goodwill, but I don't think he should get the raw end of the deal when it comes to minigames.
It's like Rare went, wait, how many Kongs? Wait, how many new Kongs? Oh, no.
God. You know, somebody actually did mention that Tiny Kong does end up in other games after this one. So, she's about the only one that doesn't just vanish after this game. I think she's actually in Diddy Kong Racing for DS.
I think you may be right.
You know, I don't think we've ever discussed the remake of Diddy Kong Racing and how it leaves out some rare IPs.
I never played it. Because at that point, I had long sworn off of Diddy Kong Racing and the way it hurt me.
It's probably for the best. So, Diddy Kong Racing had 2 rare reps that were specifically rare IPs. Conker and Banjo. But then, after Microsoft bought them, those characters needed replaced.
Well, technically, they were all rare IPs, but they just took Banjo and Conker with them because they had games, and Microsoft was like, ooh, yoink, yoink.
Now, that's interesting, because had Nintendo actually owned the license to Banjo and Conker, they would have stayed. And the Microsoft buyout, that's why they're no longer in that game, and now they're officially Microsoft properties.
I guarantee they'd be in better hands with Nintendo.
I don't think Nintendo would ever make a mature Conker game ever again. It would be cutesy, kidsy, and bad. IMO.
And we don't know that, though. We don't.
I don't know, maybe it could be the next Mario Odyssey or something like that. I don't know. Conker's Odyssey.
Like, Nintendo has always been a family company, so I think, well, maybe there is no room there for a scatological joking squirrel in there, but... So maybe the mature humor might go, but would his attitude change? I don't know. I think there might be room for a T-rated Conker.
You know, Project Spark, it almost made him seem like he was coming out of rehab. And that's so sad. But I kind of want to deviate off that topic, because that's how we started the last episode. What did I... Oh, hold on. I had an idea and then I lost it.
Conker just fucks with your mind, doesn't it?
It does. I'm such a fanboy, I just get distracted by the fact that he is a living, breathing video game character that I enjoy.
He's not a living, breathing video game. He is a pair of ones and zeros.
Don't ruin my illusion! Fucking fly swatter! Ah! Swat the flies. Do it. Swat the flies.
All right.
Swat the flies.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, got it.
You're not doing it right. There's one.
Okay, I'm trying.
Come
Too
on.
fast.
You can do it. That's way too fast. You must be using Game Shark. How did that one miss?
No, this is Game Shark. All right, let me just enter these codes and... There we go.
Turbo controllers, the wave of the future. It's okay. We're gonna get this last one. Bam. That missed, like, by a mile, and I still ended up getting it.
Whatever, just take it. Get out of here.
Do you remember the time of the Wii and how everybody thought Nintendo was still too family-friendly to have, like, good M-rated games on the console?
Everybody always thinks that. The hell is happening?
The puffer fishes are blowing up and sending spikes my way.
Oh, I didn't see him.
They're there. Sprite limitations be damned.
Oh.
Yeah, they're there.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so careful with that. Beware of blowing fish. Blowing up fish, I should say. Anyway, the point I was getting at is we have so many fantastic M-rated games on the Switch now, as opposed to the Wii that had, like, 3. No More Heroes, Mad World, and something else.
There were plenty of M-rated games for Wii.
You never played any of the M-rated games for Wii?
I said there were plenty.
Well, how many others can you think of?
It's Mortal Kombat.
Oh, well, that's...
Red Steel. Red Steel 2.
That's a given.
Isn't Fatal Frame for Wii?
Fatal Frame was for the Wii U. Fatal Frame 4.
Oh.
Do you even remember what this does?
It opens the grate.
It opens the grate. And brings out a giant mechanical fish.
Right, yeah, and I think we just kind of ignored him to
yeah.
do something else.
Yeah, so that was me experimenting to see what that pad actually did. And then we eventually came back later, because, yeah, you've got a pretty strict time limit. But if you have the 5 warp, you've got tons of time.
Ah, good.
And this leads me to a very interesting topic for this particular golden banana. It is our first instance of a soft lock.
Oh no!
It doesn't happen in game, but you can accidentally soft lock yourself for this golden banana.
Oh, are you gonna show it off?
No, fuck no.
Oh, shit.
I mean, I wish I would have thought of that. But yeah, this was brought to light when we first started Gloomy Galleon. This is a really weird one. We have to kill the robotic fish by destroying his heart.
This feels like they're reusing assets from Rusty Bucket Bay and Clanker's Cavern.
Almost, yeah. It's got sneeze, it's got, what is that, alert? Up there? Yeah, so hit the pieces of heart 3 times. But you're on a time limit for some reason. And then to try to trip you up, it's filling with water. And then draining of water.
So that way if you're standing on something to aim, it'll...
Yeah. Yeah, if you're standing on something, you won't be affected by the water, but if you're on the floor, you're going to be affected by the water. You're going to put away your gun and start swimming. I don't know why I thought this was hard as a kid. I don't know, maybe it was a concept of platforming.
It's the time, it's the water, it's the ammo.
A little bit of everything.
It's the aiming, which I'm pretty sure is better on the N64 stick than the Wii U analog stick. Am I right?
A little bit.
Because those old sticks, they used to have like some give, like, you know, there was like some weight to them.
Yeah.
But now with these new analog sticks, they're like covered in Astroglide. They go like, and I don't think a lot of these older games have really
adapted.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's talk about how this golden banana can screw you over out of not being able to accomplish 100%.
Is it a matter of hitting the thing at the right time when the timer goes off?
So, after you kill this fish, the golden banana appears.
Right.
You can still escape this fish. If you run out of time, you get kicked out of the fish. You can also leave the fish of your own volition. Problem is, when that golden banana appears and you leave the fish, you're soft-locked. You can't get that golden banana ever again, because it does not respawn.
Uh-huh.
So, you can screw yourself out of 100% by accidentally leaving.
Well, if you're going for 100%, you wouldn't leave and come back, so...
That's true. I'm just stating for a fact that you can miss out on a golden banana permanently.
But that is pretty easy to fuck up, though.
Also, I don't know how big the hitbox is for leaving the fish. Maybe I should experiment. But it's too late now. I've already gone and done all of Gloomy Galleon.
Well, good. Wait, all of it?
All of it.
Oh.
Not in this video, but the next video will have the ending of Gloomy Galleon. Like I said, we're going to hit the credits warp here soon, and the entire game's going to be finished. So I hope you're ready to lose there, bucko.
You go in this corner, and you hit Z, L, R, C up, C down, C left, C down, C up, C right, and then you release L and R while you're still holding Z, and you press A, B, up, down, left, and right, and then you take 3 steps back, let go of Z, and then hold L and R and go and press A, B, B, C up, C down. You will have wasted someone's time.
And then you end up clipping through the floor and then just fast-tracking into a wall, clip through that, and then all of a sudden, bam, credits. By the way, visually watching a Yoshi's Island credits clip is fascinating. You see so many things go wrong in a split second.
Oh, that null egg sprite.
Oh, it's so cool.
I've seen him throw the goal ring, and then it just hiccups, and then here's the end of the game. Thanks for playing. Hang on, what the fuck happened?
Basically, the entire game reboots itself, and it's just like... Yeah, seeing that goal ring actually fall and turn into a movable sprite, oh my god, it's cool.
Sometimes I try and read the author's notes of those tasks and those crazy warps to figure out like the logistics behind it and come up with a simplified answer. But sometimes it's like, all right, so we need to get to AOX5, and to get to this value, we need to find a way to edit the sprite limit, and by adding this and taking away some of this, we add this, and then by a multiple of this, we exploit an algorithm, and by creating a null sprite, we can do whatever we want with it. It just gets way too... I have no idea what you're talking about now.
Please, in layman's terms, explain it for the dummies, please. An Idiot's Guide to Speedrunning. You can see it now.
Yeah, the Dummy's Guide to Tassing.
The beginner's task.
But I do think for that specific egg, like null egg glitch, it's like you... Oh man, I forget how it
Well,
even goes.
if you don't know how to explain it, I totally understand. Hey, it's Captain K. Rool. It's a fun reference. Sorry, I distracted you. Anything else about that?
My mind just dug an entire rabbit hole for myself to go down, so I'm just like... It's also been a few years since I looked at it. But there was one pretty major controversy for a Super Mario 3 task a few months ago. By using official hardware and by doing a specific type of thing, one frame you've beaten Mario 3.
Is that one of those tasks that it doesn't even have time to tell you all the information before the game's just done?
Like, a lot happens in that frame. I think it's using, like, an expansion dock and creating...
Four controllers plugged in at the same time.
I think it's even, like, 16 controllers at this point, so it's able to do a lot of input and fuck up with the system a whole bunch. And so it's just, you know, in one frame, hey, it's Mario 3 for you!
See, that's why I like Master June in some of his videos.
It was him.
Where he shows the inputs.
Yeah.
Just watching lines of code fly by.
I think he had that too. And
it's so cool.
I think they spent weeks debating whether it should go into like which category. It's like, is this even a task? Like, well, of course it's the fastest, but
no, it's just fuck you, I win. I did it.
And I think at the end people were just kind of like, it's basically game and glitch %, but it's
let's debate here. What should we do with this particular task?
I don't think it should be a record though, because you know if you use alternative hardware to do it, then of course you're gonna like.
Well, that's just messing around.
But I think that's why they have categories for games, so that way there's not just one that's the fastest. Because if that were so, then every single game would be a record of .0000001 seconds.
I did it.
Because I used this hardware glitch.
There I did. So I've been watching a lot of creators from the Mario Maker community.
Oh yeah?
And I've been learning about glitches that you can do in Super Mario Maker. There's one called the black hole.
Ooh.
The black hole glitch, basically... You run into a series of sprites that are overlapping, and as soon as Mario touches those overlapping sprites, he gets transferred to a different part of the level as if he went into a warp pipe, So, just imagine this. Imagine Mario running.
Ooh, I could do fun stuff with that.
Well, the problem is, it makes the game unwinnable. That's what the black hole does.
Unless if I control it.
Well, I mean, you can probably do that.
Harness the power of the black hole!
So, just imagine Mario running, and he runs into a big old series of sprites.
Right.
You get teleported to a different part of the level, and then it fades back out to black, fades back in, and you just die. Because what happens in Mario Maker is, if you make impassable transitions, like if you go through a pipe, it's blocked, you go back in through the pipe, and you come back through the one you originally came through, and it's blocked, Mario just dies because it becomes an impassable object, and the game's coding tells you if Mario can't move through either of these pipes, you just die.
It's a good failsafe to make sure you don't get soft blocking.
And that's what happens with the black hole. You basically force the game into making an imaginary immovable pipe.
Well, that sounds fun.
It is. I have no idea how you do it, but it's really cool when it happens. Especially when the people are trolling other players.
I don't know if I mentioned this on any episode, but have I ever told you about this Porky Pig task run? It has one of the strangest exploits I've seen in any kind of speedrun, TAS or otherwise. It's called the demo skip glitch.
Demo skip? Sounds self-explanatory, but...
So when you play this Porky Pig game...
What is this, hitbox?
Yeah, I know, what the fuck?
Anyway.
You watch this speed run, the guy's just letting the demo play over and over again. But when the demo starts, he presses start and goes back to the title screen. He does this like 7 times. But finally, when he gets to the 7th one, that's when he starts the game. So then he starts on that level in the demo, which is the latest level the demo shows you. And you've skipped like 45 minutes of the game already.
Oh.
You start on that level.
Interesting!
They fucked up the demo.
Oh, that's very interesting. Yeah, that's fascinating. I love speedruns and I love breaking games. It's just so interesting to see how what we thought was a properly made game just goes up in flames.
See, speedruns are fun for showing off exploits and, ways to beat the game fast, but tasks, those are the ones that break reality.
Yeah, you're going into an alternate dimension when you go into the TAS universe.
I've seen a guy play Pokemon Red, and then it turned into Pokemon Gold, and then back to Red, and it was Tetris, and then it was Mario for a minute that was super fast.
Yeah.
And then he played a SpongeBob clip.
Pokemon games are held together with foam and caution tape.
And he uses that to his advantage. He executes arbitrary code and just writes his own shit.
Those are the fun ones. Arbitrary code tasks. Any of you out there, look up arbitrary code tasks.
Arbitrary code execution.
They're so cool.
It's basically where they poke a hole into the game's code and insert their own code by some means. Sometimes I've seen one where they just directly hard code, the script right into the game itself. I've seen some where they kind of use the game to program itself. Master Jun does that a lot.
Yeah, Master Jun has done arbitrary code to turn Super Mario World into a game of Snake.
And
Pong.
And Pong, yes.
Absolutely outstanding. I love what these people can do, and I did have to explain to people, because initially when somebody first saw a task run, they were like, oh, so they're having a robot finish it. And I was like, no, you don't understand.
It's more than, well, the robot is see, they write the code, but the robot is the one who, I guess,
plays it.
But someone had to write that code, it wasn't the robot.
Yeah, so they go frame by frame and do this difficult process. That's why at the beginning of a lot of tasks, you'll see how many resets it took to get the exact frame, the exact movement, everything.
There's like a re-record count, I think. I think it's also a way of showing if the task had like the level of time put into it. Like if you got a 2 hour long task and they only did 2,000 re-records, it's like, I don't think it's that optimized.
Speaking of optimization, this mini-game, I guess you can call it, sucks. You only get 6 shots, and you need to hit 3 targets. Problem is, you've already seen hit detection go horribly, horribly wrong. That was barely there.
Hit detection by a shadow council that takes 2 weeks off every month, right?
And then there's one all the way back here.
It's clipping!
And you have to wait a long time. Fire. Oh, baby! How did that count?
That counted?
Yeah.
How the hell did
I'll
that
fucking
count?
take it. I don't know.
Ugh.
I'll play by the game's rules for a limited time, I guess. Okay.
I think part of the reason we talk about tasks so much is because the task for this game is looming over its head.
Yes.
It's like, oh, come on, you can just kick and just float right up the top. Why are you having a hard time? Come on.
Donkey Kong 64, aka the game where walls are optional. It's like, if you don't want to, if you see a wall, almost guaranteed you can go through it.
See, in my adulthood, learning more about how games actually work and how technology works, I'm realizing just how much string and bubblegum held this game together.
N64 games are really easy to break. PlayStation 1 games are a little harder to break, but you can still snap them over your leg.
This game's like, oh yeah, the frame rate's kind of variable. It goes between like 15 and 22 frames, but you know, it was kind of designed for that.
Yeah.
That's why it's so hard to emulate. That's why this isn't a carbon copy perfect translation.
Yeah, and for those of you who want N64 on Switch Online or an N64 Mini, good fucking luck. That'll never happen.
Oh, no way. The N64 is too crap.
Yeah. The reason the Wii U got an N64 store, I guess, if you go and play any of those games, you will realize that putting them at a constant frame rate actually breaks the goddamn thing. So I'm playing this on the Wii U, and you can see it break in real time.
So that's why you're seeing like remakes of PlayStation games and like not remakes of N64 games, which are made for for a system that ran on just, you know, hope and bubblegum. Mm-hmm. Or you see remakes of the Sega Saturn, which didn't even have the same kind of polygonal structure that most modern things use. The translation doesn't work so well, but for PlayStation, it goes over pretty easy. I think easier than, you know, the other two. That's for sure.
Yeah, this is why I keep considering the old version of consoles. As soon as we got to 64 bits, it got weird.
Yeah.
And it was so cool. Like, every single N64 game is like a little mini gift. It's like, aw, you managed to make it work. Good for you. This is still one of my favorite games on N64, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's still one of the classics.
Yeah. This is a fantastic game.
It's not like it's a bad game. It's just really.
It's just really.
I mean, you gotta go back to this one place 3 times. Once as chunky to open it and get his banana.
Yep.
Second as tiny to get those bananas, and third as lanky to get the blueprint.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's 3 times.
It's really
this one
stupid.
area. It's nonsense.
Just reusing the place. And again, you've got huge levels. You got to put stuff in it. But man, can't you?
There's pads and switches and different levels of pads and switches and things that do different things.
I mean, you can simplify this, Rare. You don't have to toss a couple things in here to make us go back. I will say this has increased the longevity of the game.
It's absolutely ridiculous, but it's really fun though. It's really one of the
it's still
classic's
really
best game. 10 out of 10.
Again, this is why the game was built around the fact that you don't have to get everything to beat the game. Now, that's a bold-faced lie.
And I can imagine the shit-eating grin Rare has when it tells me that. It's like, oh, you don't have to get 100%. You don't have to get 100%. But I do, Rare, I do.
This does go by, you know, I'll give an example with a game we're currently looking at, because it will be out by now, hopefully. Will that project be out by the time this comes out?
What project?
That one.
Which?
Yours.
Mine?
Yeah, yours.
It's
Does it come out this week?
going up in an hour.
Okay, cool. So in the case of Metroid, you don't have to collect everything. There's just enough of it out in the open to where you can get by. That's why there are so many bananas strewn everywhere, same with coins. You don't have to get them all. But if you have a completionist attitude, yeah, you're collecting everything and you're doing a lot of backtracking for no stupid reason.
Hey, you can't say that. That's collectionist.
Yes, I know.
What do you got against collections, bro?
Me being a collector. Look at my fucking collection room. I've got so many collections in here, it's disgusting. And now I'm getting back into card
he
collecting.
thinks collections are disgusting. You hear the kind of hate spewing out of his mouth here?
I am the problem! Me! 100
Hey!
bananas! Alright! We're officially halfway through the game.
Na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Halfway.
Oh no, I can't get out of here. Get me out of here.
There's still way more. Nowhere near done. You've got so much to do.
So many more golden bananas. Well, hey, halfway done, that's actually pretty good for this game.
We are making good time.
I am making good time. I'm trying to make it as enjoyable as possible. Next time on Donkey Kong 64, we are finishing up the worst level in the game and we get to move on to better levels. And better power-ups, because Cranky will actually let us have more powers.
Ooh.
Yeah! And hopefully we won't have to do another, backtrack segment, because that would be silly. See you guys next time.